See, I never used to forget this till Jen started asking me if I was going to record them. But anyway, so that is your discount coach. They are really just in it for the discount. Now, what you have to be very careful of is you don't ever want to decide where a coach is at before you've spoken to them. And a very simple way to figure out where a coach is at is just ask them. When I present the business opportunity to someone, I generally send them an email, and I'm actually going to post these emails, these scripts in the groups for you. I send an email that lays out the 3 levels of coaching, and it just says, are you in this just for the discount? Are you in this for the discount, but possibly you want to make some money if friends or family want to order from you? Or are you in this as you would like to make this a career, you'd like to possibly make some significant money towards goals, you want to actively know how to work the business? And so then they always respond to me and they let me know where they're at. And then based on that is where I send them the next follow-up, because if they only want to be a discount coach, I'm not necessarily going to send them a ton of information on trainings and here's what I have going and here's all the other websites or Facebook groups that you can be in. Now, no matter what, even if someone just says they're a discount coach, I put them in my team page, because you never know when a discount coach is going to decide that they want to work the business. But if they don't see the things that you're posting or the opportunities or the trainings, or different things like that, or maybe like your team rank advancements and the good things that your team is doing, if they don't see those things, they're never really going to know the possibilities of the business. So just keep that in mind. And something else too is if you are, and we'll talk more about this, but if you are a business coach, you are a professional. And so you should never be treating someone with anything less than professionalism, even if they're just going to be a discount coach. So I would never post something in my team page that's demeaning or bashes another company or bashes a coach that canceled. Like, that's not who I am. That's not how I run my business. And that's not how I would want to see other coaches or teammates on my team see me run my business, because you never know what actions you're doing that do or do not turn someone onto the business. So if you're being a really crappy person in the hidden pages of your team page, you're probably never going to get that person to be more than a discount coach. And something else to consider is you will never recruit somebody who is better than you are. And that goes a lot with personal development. So if you don't have confidence in yourself, or you don't believe in this company, or you don't believe in the results that you can get, you're going to recruit people that have those same confidence issues. And that's not saying you can't build it up, because if you have low confidence, that's what we're here for. We're here to work with you on personal development. We're here to get you into training. We're here to show you the things that work. But just keep that in mind. You're not going to recruit a rock star if you are not exhibiting rock star behavior. So just think about that. With a discount coach, they're essentially just working on their fitness. That's what their goals are for right now. They're not really looking at, recruiting someone else in to purchase a program or even to be on a team. So you really want to treat them as a challenger. You want to check in with them occasionally. If they are active in your group month after month, then you're going to have that contact with them. And there are different levels of discount coaches. So there are those people that want the monthly accountability. There are people that just want an occasional check-in. Like they might join one of my groups every, 3 months or so, or they might get a new program every 3 months or so. And so I'm still in contact with them and we talk about things and they get my emails, but they don't necessarily need a lot of my time. And then you'll have a discount coach that needs nothing. They are rocking it. They order their programs on their own. They get their Shakeology every month. They just do their own thing. And so they really don't need a lot of hand holding from you. But no matter what, you want to check in with all of your coaches occasionally. Just a second. Keenan? Tyler? Please get Archer some milk. I think his cup's on the counter. Sorry, this is my life. So you want to check in with all of your coaches occasionally, because no matter what, you are still their coach. Even if they sign up with you as a coach, you're still their coach. They're still your client. You are still helping them on their fitness journey. You're still helping them with whatever else they may need in life. And you can't just, send them out to the wind because they're not participating in a challenge group. So just keep those things in mind, because again, people can be discount coaches for years and then decide to work the business. So keep that in mind. A hobby coach. They want to know the basics. They want to know how to get signed into their back office. They want to know what their website is if someone wants to order from them. They want to know how much commission that they would make on something. They are generally inconsistent. They want their Shakeology paid for, is really what you'll see a lot of hobby coaches want. They want to make enough to cover that. They maybe work 3 to 4 hours a week in the business, but there's nothing set. Their daily activities will get in the way of their business hours. That's a great indication of someone that's a hobby coach versus a career coach. They concentrate mainly in their warm market. So this might be a coach that you've encouraged to get a like page, and they still won't get one started. That is ultimately going to be a hobby coach because they will be limited at some point in time. For Ariel and myself, I would say, and I don't know, Ariel, this may be different for you, but I would say over half of my contacts and my invites now are coming from people I've never met. And yes, you do add to your network. You do get to know these people, but that direct network of people that you can add will eventually run out if you are not seeking beyond your own warm market. So you do have to have a like page that's drawing people in. You do have to be involved in other groups. You do have to friend request people that you have no idea who they are. So you really have to add beyond that warm market, because your warm market will eventually stall out. You will have people that still come to you from your warm market that you planted seeds with a long time ago, but that really starts to slow and becomes a trickle because you've talked to those people, they've seen you, you've invited them, and yeah, they do come join you eventually, but it's not like that rush of warm market people like it was in the beginning. So you're going to see your hobby coach generally works out of their warm market. No really set business hours for a hobby coach. Training, some of the basics. So they might do a coach basics. Then if you run some type of incentive or a monthly accountability group for your coaches, they'll probably want to join that. So they are just teetering on the edge of working on their own fitness and trying to help others. They also may have 1 to 2 friends that join them every month. Generally, a hobby coach is going to want to be in your groups or run your groups with you versus branching out on their own. And again, that is okay. But you are not going to see a huge, significant increase towards your goals and in your income when you are doing hobby coach behaviors. So a business coach or a career coach, this is someone that has a defined why. They know exactly why they are working this business. They know exactly what they are working towards. They may not know how to get there yet, but they know that that's what they're going for. They want to know what they need to do and how to get there. So your career coach, your why is also going to change because you eventually will achieve your why. And so then it shifts to your next thing, because as a career coach, you are constantly looking for where you're going to take yourself. Now, it can be about rank, but rank isn't necessarily what's going to get you somewhere at the end of the day, because you will achieve that rank or you will get to where you want to go, and you have to have something else driving you. So you want to really work with your career coaches to have their why that makes them cry. Because when you have that why, that's what gets you through your hard days. So I'm going to tell you guys something that is extremely embarrassing to me, and it really slaps failure all over me, but it's important for you guys to know. So I have hit Success Club every single month since I started as a coach, like the first month after, because when you sign on as a coach, the month you join, you actually get the full month after to hit Success Club if you don't. So you become an all-star when you hit Success Club 12 months in a row. You become a legend when you hit 24 months in a row. So that's 2 years of hitting Success Club. So I hit Success Starter, which is Success Club your first 3 months. And that was my first big goal that I hit. Then I hit All-Star. And before I became All-Star, I also became an Emerald coach. But for me, from my perspective, I've always been going for income because rank has consistently been harder for me to achieve. I just don't start from a lot of warm market people that want to join my team. So a lot of my teammates have come from cold market ads that I've gotten to know and been my clients. So as much as I will be a 15-star diamond one day, that ultimately is not the goal I go for every month. So for me, Success Club is important because that means I'm generating an income and I'm helping people. I'm getting my own product paid for. So I hit All-Star and I became Emerald during that year also. And then this last March, I hit Legend and I also became Diamond last summer. And now, hopefully, I'm 1-star qualifying in that success period tomorrow or last week, but that's a whole nother story. But in April, so really in 2016, I kind of became a hobby coach. I had a baby in February. January was a little rough for me. I wasn't consistent in my business hours. February, I had a baby. I still hit Success Club 12, I think, or something along those lines. March was really rough for me. I was scrambling. And then in April, I missed Success Club by 1 point. So after 2 years of really hard work, I missed Success Club. And it was a little bit devastating for me. But when I looked at my behaviors, I was clearly a hobby coach from April back through January. And it catches up with you. And this is where we say that your consistency is going to build momentum. So after 2 years of hard work, I lose my Success Club Legend status because unfortunately, this isn't something you maintain for life. Yes, I've achieved the accomplishment, but now I have to start all over. So if I was only going for the rank or if I was only going for the recognition, I would have been done last month. I would have said, well, now I've lost it and it's going to take me 2 years to get it and I'm not going to go for it again because it was such hard work. But I have that why that makes me cry. I have that why where I have to go back to work tomorrow and I want to be home with my kids. And so that's what I work towards. So I had to just reset this month. And I have that why that I never want Ariel to have to go back to work once she has her kids. And so that's something I work for. And you have to find that coach on your team that their why makes you cry and you do it for them. You stay up late and you answer messages or you invite people to a group because you know that you're setting an example for that coach. You have that coach that you know is busting his or her butt to get their power hour done, to invite somebody because their why makes them cry. So you have to do it too. There are people on my team that want to own their own business. There are people on my team that want to quit their job. There are people on my team that want to be home with their kids. I have met coach after coach in this business that once I share my story of us being in so much debt, that they message me and say, I'm so glad there's someone else out there like me. I can't even tell you how much debt I am because I'm embarrassed to say the number. But I see that you're working towards it and I want to work towards it too. That is what makes you a career coach, you guys. It's not your rank. It's not how many coaches you have on your team. It's not if you hit Success Club 45, but it is if you are putting in the time to build your business. And this business does take time to become a career coach. There are some amazing coaches out there who have turned this business into a 6-figure earning business within a year. And that's because they actively worked and put themselves out there and they owned this as a business from the beginning. If you want to do this, you have to own this as a business from the beginning. You have to treat yourself as a professional. If your job that you go to every day right now from 8 to 4, 9 to 5, whatever it may be, if you just showed up part-time or were kind of apathetic towards it, or if you said, well, I'm only going to kind of work when I want to and I'm not going to make this fit in my schedule, you would be fired. You'll be fired from your job. You wouldn't have a job anymore. So if this is a career job for you, you have to treat it the same way. You have to set your business hours. You have to decide what you're going to do. and you have to show up and do it. You can't just say, I'm only going to do this part-time. Well, you can on part-time hours, but you know what I mean. Like, you can't just show up on Monday to work and then maybe Thursday and then not wonder why you don't hit Success Club. You also have to set non-negotiable goals. It's not so much a goal every month that you're going for, but it's a no matter what. So you have to know that no matter what, you're going for Success Club. And that may be that you are inviting 50 people to a challenge group. No matter what, you are talking to 20 people about coaching. No matter what, you are doing your personal development every day. No matter what, you are completing your program every day. Those are the things that you have to do if you are going to be a career coach. Let's see. As a career coach, you also have to start taking ownership of your business. So you should be consistently running challenge groups every single month. And yes, it's absolutely okay to run them with your coach when you get started, but you eventually need to be taking those over and doing them on your own. You want to be creating your own group. You want to be seen as a leader with your clients. You want to be asking for referrals. You want to be asking people to join your team. You want to be consistently inviting every single day. Or maybe you do a massive action like I tend to do. I have one day in the week where I target 50 people that I'm inviting. And then I'm doing other things throughout the week with inviting. But whatever that may be, you have your target number that you're going for. You are setting goals and your dream board. And it's okay if you don't hit those goals on your timeline. Like for me, Summit is in January. My goal is to be 2-star, or January and July. My goal is to be 2-star by Summit. I'm working hard on it. There's always a chance that I'm not going to get there. And if I don't get to 2-star by Summit, that's okay. Then I just change it to my next goal date. But you don't ever want to let your goals and whether you hit them or not determine whether you're going to work your business, because there's going to be goals you accomplish early. You have to then set another goal. There's going to be goals that take you a really long time to accomplish. You have to still be willing to get there. If you're a career coach, you are planning out your content. You know who you're talking to on your page. You know who you're wanting as your ideal client. You know who you're wanting as your ideal teammate. And you are planning specific content to talk to them every single day. So just right before I got on this call, I made a post about having to go back to work tomorrow, and that's not my ideal choice. But I'm hopping on a call to talk to my team about how they can determine their own destiny. And that's the kind of person I'm looking for. That's who I talk to every single day on my page. I don't just make a general post about, oh, do you want to earn some extra income? Join me. Like that wouldn't be talking to anybody. That marks me as a salesman. But I know who I'm talking to. I know who I want to bring on my team, what kind of person, and that's who I plan content around. I also give a lot of free content. My goal every single day and what my affirmations are that I open up the day with a servant's heart and I help those that need help. And those that need help, any obstacles between us are removed and they are able to find me and talk to me. So maybe my free content is a group. Maybe my free content is I just help someone with a question or with a tip or idea. Or maybe my free content is a post on my page. Every single day, the content I'm putting out there is designed to help someone. And even in our group that we ran, you can tell the difference. I can always tell the difference between when I'm seeking to help someone and when I'm seeking to really look at these are my target challengers. I just want to create a free group to get more challengers. So we have over 100 people in our group this month. 2 months ago, my free group, I had 9. So you can see the difference in mentality that I was having with my hobby coaching and now my career coaching. And if you're serious, you're going to make it happen. I can tell you guys right now, I have every excuse available to me to not work my business. I have 6 children. I work a full-time job. I have an infant and a toddler that demand a lot of my time. I'm breastfeeding. That alone takes 2 to 3 hours of my time in a day. It's a little bit ridiculous. I cook at home every night. My kids play every single sport imaginable. Right now I have 3 of them on 3 different baseball teams. We travel. I live in a very rural area, so it's not like I'm just downtown and I can get whatever I want. Usually when I have to grocery shop and do things like that, that's a 90-minute drive for me. I attempt to keep up on some hobbies. Not a lot, because I don't have a lot of time for them. I work out every day. I'm a product of the product every single day. So as you can see, my extra time in the day isn't a lot. Believe me, I would much rather watch 3 hours of television every night than necessarily answer messages. But I'm serious about this business. And so sometimes I had to make sacrifices. Sometimes I've had to say no to wanting to go do things because I know I had a business goal I needed to hit. I get up early and answer messages and set up posts and set up my day and get my workout in and do my personal development. I try not to stay up late because I'm a better morning person, but if I have to stay up late and I'm talking to someone and helping someone, or there's something I need to do in a group or get something set up to go for the next day, then I stay up late and do it. I plan out my month so I'm ready to go. I know when I need to open up a group, when I need to start an event, when I need to invite people for and what, and I have all that ready to go because this is a career for me. This is not a hobby. And it's okay if this is a hobby for you. But if it's a hobby for you, don't expect that you're going to make $1,000 a week. Don't expect that this is probably going to replace your full-time income. And don't expect that you're going to rapidly rank advance. But don't be realistic in your goals. Just because someone tells you that it takes a month to get to Emerald, that doesn't mean it has to. You can get to Emerald in one day if you want to. Don't sell yourself short. If you want this to be a career, go for it. So like right now, I'm saying I'm going to end this year as an elite coach. That may not be a realistic possibility. I may not even come close to elite. I may not even come close to premier, which means I have to be at least a 2-star. But that's my goal, and that's what I'm working towards, no matter how I'm going to get there. So don't shut yourself down, and don't make this a part-time job if you want it to be a full-time job. Let's see. And as far as your career coaches, if you sign somebody on that wants to be a rock star and you don't feel like you are quite at that rock star status yet, that's why you have us as an upline. That's why we offer trainings and resources to plug your coaches into. Yes, you need to act like a leader. And frankly, you will hear a lot of coaches in this business that say you need to fake it until you make it. So if you want to be a 15-star coach, you need to act like a 15-star coach. And you need to do the things that a 15-star coach would do. But you may not have all the trainings and resources. And that's okay. That's why we're here. That's why we're here to help you. And it's always okay to tell your coaches, I don't know, I'll find out for you. Or you can ask them, what do you guys need from me? I often try to check in with my coaches and say, what are your goals? What do you need from me? What kind of support are you needing? Because I can't read anybody's mind, but I do want them to know I'm there for them and that I'll help them in any way I can. And try something new as a leader. Just because I run a free group and a challenge group in a month, that doesn't mean you have to. I was just talking to another coach who's running 2 challenge groups, 2 7-day Shakeology groups in a month, plus a free group. Now that to me seemed overwhelming, but this chick has a lot of goals. Her goals are to sell 365 challenge packs this year. So she wants to sell 1 for almost every single day. She gave herself 1 day off as grace because she figured Christmas she wasn't going to sell anything. So that's her goals, and that's what she's going for. And she is doing massive action to get there. And I don't know if she's going to sell 365 challenge packs. I sure hope she does, but she's not letting my thoughts on this get in her way. She's not letting the fact that I only run 1 challenge group a month get in her way. So you can do whatever you want. This is your business. And if you want to try something new, try it. Do a different kind of business opportunity. Run a different kind of challenge group. Run a free group based around your faith or affirmations or your belief in yoga as the center of the universe. Whatever it may be, you do it. You try it. Go for it. Trying something new is what's going to get you to a career. Sitting where you're at and accepting what I am running in my business is going to keep you as a hobby. And that's okay. That's totally okay if that's what you're comfortable with. Okay, Channing, just put it in the cupboard. All right, and then my son comes to tattletale on a granola bar. Do you notice every single time I do a team call, one of them kills my important message to you? But anyway, you have to decide what kind of coach you are going to be, and you need to align your actions with those activities. So if you have any questions about that, you can ask. And you can ask myself or Ariel, here's what I'm doing. Am I a hobby coach? Am I a career coach? What do I need to be doing differently? But you need to also look at your coaches as you bring them on your team, and you need to decide how much time you're going to spend with them. A discount coach, you're checking in with them. A hobby coach, you're checking in with them. You're providing them information. You're there to answer questions. You are not Google for them, so you shouldn't be. You don't have to answer every single question. And you are inviting them to be a part of your groups and invite their own clients in if you want to too. A career coach, you are setting direct goals with them. You are working one-on-one to help them advance their leadership skills, help them advance their goals. You might be checking in with them on their invites. You might be checking in with how their team is building and things like that. But you're also pushing them more and more to take an active leadership role in their own business. You are going to end up spending more time with your career coaches typically because you're usually working together to build those leadership goals. You're helping them get somewhere. You're plugging them into extra trainings. You're offering to help run groups with them to help advance those things. So typically what does happen is you end up spending 80% of your time with the highest 20% on your team. Now, you don't have to do it that way if you don't want to, but that is generally what happens because those are the people that are growing your team and that need that support and are continuing to advance their business. So if that's how it works out for you, then don't think that's unusual. I think that's all I had for tonight. Do I have any questions on any of that or any questions in anything in general?
I have a question, if you can hear me.
Yep, I can hear you.
Okay. So if we have coaches on our team and we've kind of thought like what we think they might be, if it's kind of just for discounts or hobbies, but we're not exactly sure because they haven't really told us, what is your, I guess, best course of action to kind of chat with them so that we know, a better idea of like, hey, do I need to be spending more time with you or not or whatnot? Because I guess I've kind of got that issue.
I think it depends on what they are coming to you for. So if this is someone that's coming to you about how to advance their business, then ask them, show me your tracking or your Power of Threes or your business activity tracker, whatever they're using. Show me that so I can see what you're doing. And then I always feel like actions speak louder than words. So if this is someone that's telling you, they want to get to a rank or they want to achieve Success Club, but they're not inviting anybody, then they're not putting the time into it probably. So then I just would say, what are your business hours? Here's what you need to do. Here might be a training. But you also can't allow someone to suck up all of your time if they're not putting time back into the business. Because at the end of the day, you guys, your own business has to be your priority. Growing your team is second. Now, sometimes as you get farther into rank, your time shifts a little bit from being 80% your business, 20% team. You then might go 60-40, 50-50. You should never be less than 50-50. You should never be spending more time on your team than you are in your own business because your business is your lifeline. But you can't allow one coach to suck up all of your available team time if they're not putting effort into the business. And there's a lot of different things that you can do. You can schedule one-on-one times. You can let your team know, like, this is when I have available to talk, or I'm doing a team call once a month and it's just a Q&A and you can ask any questions during that time or whatever it may be. But if their actions aren't aligning with their goals, then you just can't be available all the time for them. Does that make sense, Rhiannon?
Yeah. Yep.
Any other questions? Or Ariel, I don't know if you wanted to add on to that. I'm not sure. I know you took off your video, so I don't know if you're busy, but.
Sorry, we're just eating and on the road.
No,
I think that everything that you said is good. I think if I were to add anything, it's just to sort of, I think as you guys grow your teams, you're going to be going through a point where some of them are just going to run off and they're going to do their own thing. But sort of look at your year as like quarters and make sure that you're just checking back in with some of those people who might not be checking in with you because they might not feel like they need to and they're just kind of doing their own thing. So just kind of take that leadership. I mean, I know for me that like I always kind of don't ever want to step on somebody's toes, but just like Kara said, you want to just remind them that you're there and just kind of be open in the same way that you're your clients, just kind of letting them know I'm thinking about you, and use your lists on your Facebook and go and check on your team and offer love and support when you can. Don't spend a lot of time doing that, but schedule it within your week or a couple of times a week to just kind of make sure that you are seeing what other people are doing so you can offer support to them too. But other than that, I think a lot of great advice and a lot of good.
All right, any other questions? We got a little over 4 minutes. And it can be about anything. It doesn't have to be about this topic. And I hope I didn't scare any of you guys. I wasn't trying to.
I have a question.
Yeah, go ahead.
Have you ever had any of your challenge groups fail? Like you either didn't get people that were interested in doing it, or you got going and it just kind of fizzled and they didn't stay engaged? Like my biggest fear is doing this and I'm just not going to have the participation that I need.
Yep. Challenge groups fail all the time. And it can be a combination of things. I've seen a lot of people right now are struggling with challenge groups. Even my challenge group this month is not quite as high as participation as last month. And when those things happen, you kind of need to look at your challenge group as it's going. So I will look after 2 or 3 days, and if I'm feeling like there's no participation, I immediately change up what I'm doing. So if I've been doing written posts, I get in there and do a video. I post something from YouTube. I ask them, what are you guys wanting from me? What are you needing help with? I'll individually message people. Sometimes I'll offer a prize for a week if I really feel like the participation needs it. And you don't always need to do that. Sometimes I ask them to post things in there. I have recently this year changed the way my challenge groups are set up. I'm the only one allowed to post in my challenge group, and everybody has to post underneath my daily post. And that has drastically increased my engagement because now everyone's seeing everybody's daily posts. They're commenting on each other. They're building friendships in there. So that's one thing that's helped. But I think you're going to have a challenge group that absolutely stinks, and it might be you, to be honest. It might be the content you're offering. It might be what you're putting in there. It might be that it just doesn't pertain to your challengers. And so you just change it and you work on it. And sometimes it's not you. It's just the time of year, and you just kind of have to rough through it. But you need to be the model challenger. You need to check in. You need to show your answering your questions or posting your workout or posting your food, whatever you're asking your challengers. And if you're still not getting a lot of engagement, you need to go back and look at why those people joined you and specifically offer content around that. Or if they're giving you excuses, we just had a coach in the Diamond group actually that asked this question, and I had said to her too, because she complained they were giving excuse after excuse when she checked in with them. Well, those excuses are things that are preventing them from being successful. So offer tips, ideas, and tricks around that too. Totally scrap your template if you have to. I don't do a template anymore. It's just based, and Ariel has done this for a really long time. She does it solely based on what's going on in the group and what they need. I do have certain topics that I try to hit at some point in time in the group. So I always make sure to talk about those things, but also find out what you're passionate about and what really speaks to you in a challenge group, because those are probably the kind of clients you're attracting. And so you may want to run your groups solely around that. I do a lot of personal development in my challenge groups because that's a strong suit of mine, and mental fortitude and pumping people up and things like that. So I focus a lot on the mental aspect of fitness. So just find out whatever's passionate for you and change it up and switch it. But yeah, they will fail. They will absolutely fail. And you just got to get over it. No one, I don't think, really blames you as the coach. I think it just happens.
And Tiffany, too, we can talk about this more tomorrow when we meet, but you are more than welcome to, and I know everyone has their own preference and their own opinions about this, but to join a ship role either time or whatever, to kind of be able to have them within my group, you know, we can always talk about that, or have a smaller group together, and I just bring certain clients into a group that we're doing. So there's always different options too.
All right, perfect. We're probably going to get cut off, you guys, but thanks for hopping on. I hope you have a great week. I'll post some